This is the introduction to phonetics and phonology, and we're going to focus a little bit on consonants. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to develop a basic meta-language, language about language, to describe with precision and insight oral articulatory characteristics of English consonants. In addition, you will be also able to identify the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, as an appropriate tool to represent consonant and vocalic sounds in English. Third, we will explore the intricacies, the complexities associated with the production of human speech. Finally, you will be able to identify the potential of using descriptive language to help English language learners or emerging bilinguals improve their oral intelligibility. Let's get started. In order to describe appropriately sounds in any language, there is a tool called the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. The International Phonetic Alphabet is an international system for transcribing sounds in human languages. Because it is international, linguists, anthropologists, speech pathologists, and other professionals interested in description of language use it very frequently. One of the symbols is, for example, this. Looks like an S, but it's a little longer. And this sound represents sh, as in shoe. Usually you associate this with the SH spelling in English, but that is not always true, as we will see later. The two bars on the sides represent the idea that this is a sound and not a letter. You might recognize this, and this is the sound E, but this is the sound of E as in sheep. This is the sound P as in potato. This exists in English and in many other languages. So the International Phonetic Alphabet not only describes English, but it does have the potential to describe the sounds of any language. So let's take a look at this transcription, for example. As you can see, the brackets on the sides represent sound. Based on what we just saw in the last slide, it is the word sheep. As you can see, the left character, the elongated S, as we label it, is the sh sound. Then we continue with the E sound. The colon in the middle represents a long sound. That means that the E sound is not only E, but it's a long E. Finally, there's a P sound. Together, it forms the pronunciation of the word sheep. Someone who knows the International Phonetic Alphabet but doesn't know English will be able to pronounce this correctly. But why do we need the phonetic alphabet? Well, how would you pronounce this word? How about fish? You might say, why fish? I was saying something like goatee or... Well, think about it. The GH can be pronounced as an F in words as in cough, for example. The O can be pronounced E, as in the O in the word women. And the TI, spelled TI, can actually be a sh sound instead of a T sound, as in words like communication or transportation. How many ways are there to spell sh? Well, we have a lot of them, as you can see. S, SS as in issue, simply S as in mansion, C as in ocean or suspicion, SH as in shoe, SC as in conscious, even CH as in chaperone. All in all, there are 14 ways to spell sh. As you can see, English is very irregular in terms of sound and spelling correspondence, causing emerging bilinguals great difficulty. This difficulty is also true for first language speakers of English. Phonetics and phonology. Phonetics is the study of the production of speech sounds by humans. It is the study of sound in human language. So phonetics studies, for example, how sounds are produced or articulated, the movement of the tongue, lips, etc. This field is called articulatory phonetics. There are also other fields in phonetics that deal with, for example, the study of physical nature of speech signals. That is called acoustic phonetics. Auditory phonetics is the study of how the ear receives the speech signal. Phonology, on the other hand, is related, but phonology is about studying the patterns of sounds, especially different patterns of sounds in different languages, or within each language. Different patterns of sounds in different positions, in words, etc. So, phonology can be described to be the grammar of phonetic patterns. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look. The consonant cluster ST, for example, is okay at the beginning, middle, or end of words in English. So we can say stay with ST at the very beginning. We could also say Marxist with ST at the end. At the beginning of words, the progression of str is okay in English, but str or st are not. They are ungrammatical. So, for example, at the beginning of words in English, we could have the word street, but we don't have any word that begins with str, for example. They are ungrammatical. However, str is okay in the middle of words in English. For example, ashtray. This is phonology, the grammar of phonetic patterns. In other languages, for example, str is okay at the beginning of words in German. However, ftr or ftr is okay word initially in Russian, but not in English or German. Phonology, then, describes the grammar or phonological patterns in a specific language. And phonological patterns means sound that can go together. Why do I call the grammar of phonological patterns? We usually think about grammar as past or subject-verb agreement, things like that. But phonology can also refer to grammar, sounds that can go together and sounds that shouldn't be together in a specific language. What can we say about a human sound? Let's do an exercise here. So what I want you to do is to sit in front of a mirror and pronounce the word mime several times. In the mirror, observe carefully the movements of your mouth. Then cut the vowels and just say the sound and keep going for 5 seconds or so. Then follow the same steps as in number 1 above, but this time pronounce the word tight several times. Now cut the vowel and just say t. Try to go for 5 seconds or so if you can. What can you say about and t? So write some ideas on a piece of paper. Stop the video at this time and take your time to do this exercise and write as many things as you can observe. Let's add some specialized language to our repertoires. The exercise is the following. Produce a long as you were doing before. As you are pronouncing pinch your nostrils tightly, blocking the escape of air. What happens? Stop the video and write. Once again, pronounce a long sound. This time, put your fingers in your ears strongly, as when you don't want to listen to any sound. What do you feel? So say and put your fingers inside your ears. Now, this contrast will be more apparent when you do the same with t. So say and then t with your fingers inside your ears. Write what you perceive. Last time, let's pronounce a long What human organs are involved? Can you tell? Now, repeat this same sequence with t. So, pronounce t and then pinch your nostrils tightly. Does the same thing happen? Then try to say a long t sound and put your fingers. Contrast with What human organs are involved in pronouncing t? So write some ideas on this on a piece of paper and look at the next slide for an example. You might probably say, oh well, is long and t is short. As you can see, this is not really academic or professional. One of the ways that we can add this meta language or professional language about language is by studying our own body. We have a lot of words already that we could use in these descriptions, embedded in the names of some organs we have. The descriptions that you see there as is long and t is short are not linguistic descriptions. We need specialized language to talk about language. So let's take a look at where sounds are produced. The vocal tract. As you can see here, there are some adjectives related to our vocal tract that are used for phonetic description. So for example, if the sound uses the nasal cavity, as you can see there in pink, then we call those nasal. Nasal sounds. How many nasal sounds are there in English? If the place where the sound is articulated is in the palate, then we call it palatal. If it is in the velum, as you can see the velum there on the right, we call it velar. The uvula, uvular. Teeth, dental. This comes from Latin. Lip, or lips, labial. Lips, bilabial, meaning two lips. The glottis, glottal. The alveolar ridge, we call them alveolar. And if we combine the lips plus the teeth, then we call them labiodental. Labio from lips and dental from teeth. Let's take a look at what happens with in real articulation. This video is going to show you a real X-ray of a person pronouncing these words. Take a look at the lips, how they move, how they close. Take a look at the alveolar ridge. The tongue is very important because it's one that moves a lot, and the velum also moves considerably. Here we're going to focus a lot on sounds that are bilabial, meaning the two lips, alveolar, and velar. Look at the tongue, how the tongue moves, and how the lips are used to close the air. So what you have to focus on the place where the tongue is touching, either with the tip, with the middle, or with the back of the tongue, or also focus on where the air is obstructed. So let's take a look.
I have put blood on her two clean yellow shoes. Stop.
To pronounce one sound, we need to involve a lot of organs. This video shows the intricacies of sound production for humans.